spot. It's going to be the Jeffrey Carriazo versus John Arrigo. Don Aliado and Rafi Rivas tangle up in the middle. Tony De La Cruz and Will Antonio are matched up at the forward spot, and Nick Velasco and Ali Peak. Both gentlemen had sterling performances in the very first game of their respective teams, at kami po nagagalak na makasalo kayo ngayong Biyernes ng hapon dito sa PBA on ABC. Ang Alaska po ay nakapula, ang Coca-Cola nakaputi, at parehong walang talo ang dalawang koponan.
Well, dapat yung mga nanonood ngayon masanay na sila sa mga bagong players ng Alaska. Of course, Nick Velasco, Eddie Laure, and Renzi Bahar. But the big story here is Nick Velasco, who's starting at the center position right there in the middle. And well, of course, when you look at Nick Velasco, you always associate him with another team, of course, San Miguel Beermen. But right now, masanay na kayo. Nick Velasco will play for Alaska tonight.
First possession goes to Coca-Cola. Here's the veteran, Will Antonio, over to Ali Peak. Denong Miranda. We're glad to see this young player back on his feet after sustaining a serious foot injury, but he's back in harness and he scores the first basket of the ball game.
Looks like he's good right now. 1.5 months sideline before he got to go back in a Coca-Cola uniform.
I don't know about you, Peter, but I look at Mike Cortez now. I mean, not to put Brandon Cablay in right, but he seems to be more relaxed. He seems to be playing with newfound determination and energy.
Well, maybe it's the fact that ito si Coach Tim Cohn has put more pressure on the shoulders of Mike Cortez on the last game. I was able to nag-courtside ako dun sa game ng Alaska versus San Miguel, at narinig ko ito si Coach Tim Cohn was getting on the nerves of Mike Cortez, telling him to be more aggressive on the offensive end.
Kasi wala na siyang kahati dun sa point guard spot.
Wala na siyang kahati. Talagang Renzi Bahar. Well,
back up talaga si Renzi. As Ali Peak throws it down. As we mentioned at the top of the coverage, basta all Filipino, when the imports are gone, there are certain players who will naturally flourish, whose numbers will naturally go up, and Ali Peak is one of them. Don Aliado connects.
One other person na nagpo-flourish din ng laro, ito si Don Aliado. We saw his last game, 20 points in 10 out of 12 shooting for Don Aliado. Don Aliado starts hot in this first game.
We're tied at 4 here in the early moments of the opening quarter. Ali Peak, may tangan ng bola laban kay Aliado with 8 to shoot. Tony De La Cruz getting ready to help. Drop step para kay Peak, and cannot be denied. At meron na siyang 4 points.
Alam mo naman yung Alaska ayaw pa mag-double team early in the ball game. Of course, third possession for the Coca-Cola Tigers. Coach Tim Cohn opting not to go with the double team.
Turnover, laban kay Cortez. Here's Miranda. Miranda stops and pops, and it's short, and ball will end up with Mike Cortez. The pool cat against Rafi Rivas. Acrobatic move. Despite the presence of Rivas, Cortez scores.
Oh, the great body balance of Mike Cortez. 4 points already in the ball game. Top scoring for Alaska.
Here's Arrigo. Coming off a 28-point ball game para sa Coca-Cola. Rebound para kay Velasco. Cortez on the move. Cortez over to Aliado. Pag pumasok yung bola of Will Antonio. Possession goes to the Tigers. We're tied at 6. With over 9 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Miranda. Nice move, but just could not finish. Here's Cortez. Itong Alaska, pinalo po ang San Miguel in convincing fashion, 103-90 sa unang araw ng Grand Matador Philippine Cup. Here's Carriazo on the right side. Carriazo on the move. In and out. As Arrigo scoots in, and action has been very brisk here in the opening quarter.
Picture perfect 3-on-2 fast break. Arrigo with medyo mahirap din yung layup na ginawa eh. Got to go.
Ace is down by 2. Aliado with a rebound.
Ito si Don Aliado, well, yun na nga, yung newfound friend niya underneath. Ito si Nick Velasco. I think they complement each other very well. You can see the way Don Aliado is playing. Mas gigil siya this conference.
7 to shoot para sa Coca-Cola. Bounce pass para kay Ali Pink. Yes, sir.
Ali Pink.
You know, those medium range jumpers of Ali Pink will come few and far between. Pero kailangan mo rin respetuhin if you're Don Aliado because he just hit that last one.
Here's Velasco on the move. Rebound para kay Miranda. Over to Antonio. Tigers up by 2 here in the opening quarter. Arrigo. Babalik ang bola kay Pink. Laban kay Aliado. 9 seconds sa kanilang shot clock. There's a drop step. Ali has really mastered that move.
And now the decision of the folks, or rather the Alaska bench, is whether to double Ali Pink 2 times already. Sa one-on-one situation, nakuha na niya ng puntos itong si Don Aliado.
7.5 to go in the opening quarter. Apat ang lamang ng Coca-Cola. And Tony De La Cruz was on the roll inside. Nice pass coming from Cortez.
First 2 points of Tony De La Cruz. The guy who also knows how to move without the ball as well as shoot it along the wings.
We're approaching the 7-minute mark of the opening quarter. 2 points ang lamang ng Coca-Cola. Ito na si Miranda, the rookie out of FEU. Slicing through, pero kapos yung kanyang layup. Here's Cortez. 2-on-1 break. Nice tap there coming from Arrigo. Ball will stay with Alaska.
Good defense on John Arrigo, who was, well, he had 2 red shirts against himself. He's lonesome. But tinatapik niya yung bola. Of course, Alaska will have the inbound.
Velasco. Double pass para kay Aliado. No go. 6.5 remaining in the opening quarter. Dos puntos ang kabante ng Coca-Cola. And Ali Pink makes it a 4-point game, and he has a bonus free throw to boot.
So he has been hot in the first quarter. 10 points already for Ali Pink. Nobody has seemed to, wala makakahinto dito kay Ali Pink. On the other side naman, ito naman si Nick Velasco, Miko, nahihirapan dun sa depensa ni Rafi Rivas on the other end. Of course, you see at the start of this ball game, mga postehan, nakita mo si Ali Pink already with 10 points. Nick Velasco, still nothing, 5 out of 5. But he misses the free throw.
Here's Cortez. De La Cruz has a shot. He takes it. And he will miss. Arrigo with the rebound. Apat na kabante ng Coca-Cola as we approach the 6-minute mark of the opening quarter. Understandably, hinahanap ng Coca-Cola itong si Ali Pink, who has the hot hand here in the first quarter. 6 to shoot for the Tigers. Miranda is in trouble. Binigay kay Rivas. And he will miss. Si Aliado meron ng 2 rebounds ngayong hapon. Here's Velasco. Alaska nag-aabol ng 4 dito sa opening quarter. Carriazo in the shaded lane. And he misses the layup. But there's Don Aliado, who has been very active here in the opening quarter. 6 points para kay Don Carlos Aliado as he cuts down Coca-Cola's lead to 2. In this battle of unbeaten teams, sa mga unang bahagi ng ating bagong conference, the Philippine Cup. Atid sa inyo ng Grand Matador. And we'll bring you more action from the Big Dome after these messages.
I brought some of the disappointment that we had from last conference and in the game that we lost in the last game. And, just try to carry it over into this conference, try to start the conference off on a positive note, and for myself, just to get into a rhythm early, and that's important for me. So, I was able to knock down 2 shots early, and it kind of set the tone for me and our team for the remainder of the game.
1, 2, 3.
Kaya naman si John Arrigo, of course, this conference, Miko, I think he knows that he has to step up more than what he did last conference. And it showed in his first game, 28 points already. Of course, Coca-Cola has been in a funk for the last two conferences, finishing last. So it's time to sound the alarm.
Totoo yan, itong Tigers desperately trying to change their fortunes dito sa mga unang bahagi ng Philippine Cup. Here's Arrigo. Antonio from the corner, one of his favorite shots. And the ball ends up out of bounds and it will go to Alaska.
Great effort by Billy Mamaril, of course. Itong dalawang team, Miko, they really did not perform really well.
In the meantime, check out this Yakult slam dunk from Ali Peak, brought to you by Yakult. Okay, Kabachan. Here's Velasco. Entry pass para dapat kay Aliado na agaw ni Dale Singson. Nakakapasok lang sa ating ball game. So it's a two-point guard combination para kay Binky Favis when you have Miranda and Singson on the court together. At patuloy pa rin ang mainit na laro ni Ali Peak.
I think he's 6 out of 6 from the field. Wala pang nakaka-hinto dito kay Ali Peak. So kung ikaw yung Coca-Cola Tigers, isa lang ang gawin mo, just get the ball to Ali Peak.
Ipis yung tira ni Cortez. And Singson will watch the ball sail out. At ito ang unang substitution ng Alaska. Sonny Toss comes in for Don Aliado. And speaking of Don Aliado, may ulat regarding Aliado si Jason Webb.
Well, Nico, you had mentioned that the starters, namely Don Aliado at saka si Mike Cortez, they're playing a lot better and they played very well in their first game. At ang dahilan nito is although they lost key players, pakiramdam ng mga players na mas define na ang roles nila, unlike before that they didn't really know who would be the starters and all. Ngayon, yung mga starters, they know that they are starters and they're willing to accept their role. The bench is also there and they are also willing to accept their role. Back to you guys.
Well, talagang it's very important for a player to know what he's gonna get. Very crucial yung sinabi ni Jason na talagang etong starters, all the starters, it's Tony De La Cruz, si Nick Velasco, si Mike Cortez, Don Aliado, and Jeff Carriazo, all are playing over 32 minutes. And that really defines what you have to do on the court. Ang dami nilang minutes on the court. At the other hand naman, nakakatakot din. Baka sa tagal ng ating conference, masunog yan. That's why within the conference, you should see Coach Tim Cone magpasok ng mga well, kagaya natin si Willie Wilson na bagong pasok at magpasok sa mga bench players and make them play a little longer than they are used to.
Velasco trying to complete the steal and finally it's completed by Sonny Toss. Ito na si Carriazo. Carriazo on the move. He can't get rid of Dale Singson. Nasa kay Velasco. Velasco tuhog nata. Nakakapasok lang. Along with Willie Wilson as we approach the 3-minute mark of the opening quarter. Velasco fires to the right side. The entry of Velasco really transforms the Alaska starting five from a good starting five to a strong starting five.
A strong starting five and players who know what to do with the ball, players who know their role, as Jason mentioned, defined ang pinaka-importante dyan.
As Antonio for TM3 yun. Atin sa inyo ng bagong TM, Power to the People. And that extends Coca-Cola's lead to 7 points, 21-14.
Well, Will Antonio struggled from the three-point area last game, 0 out of 7. This time he gets one to go.
And this will drop. And Alaska timeout with 2:23 to go in the opening quarter. Lamang po ng 7 ang Coca-Cola Tigers laban sa Alaska Aces. Nagkaroon po kanina ng isang TM3 sa tip sa inyo ng bagong TM, Power to the People, mula kay Will Antonio. Just one of a handful of long-time Tigers. No? Ilan na lang sila dyan matagal na dito sa Coca-Cola. And the Tigers seem to have a different look, especially when you look at their numbers in the last Fiesta Conference.
So, ito naman yung nakakita natin conference worst in points, 81.3, but they complement that with their best in defense. which they only give 82 points per ball game. Kanina nakita natin yung assist ni Johnny Abarientos para kay Will Antonio for the 3-point. Meron tayong konting statistics dito para kay Johnny Abarientos. Already 30,501 assists. Already.
3,501.
Oo. Currently in 4th place amongst all the PBA players.
Ang tindi naman ng mga kasama niya dun sa listahan. Siyempre, nangunguna si Big J, Sonny Jaworski, El Presidente Mon Fernandez, The Bullet, Dito Pumarin, then pang-apat si Johnny A, panglima naman sa Court General, Willie Generalao.
Wiley Willie.
Oh, si Wiley Willie. Dati naglaro para sa Philippines, Hawaii, Pure Foods. Willie. Small but terrible, si Willie Generalao. Rigo is back on the court. Pinilitan si Will Antonio. 2:05 to go dito sa opening quarter. Unang laro po ito ng ating Friday doubleheader. Mamaya maghaharap ang Red Bull Barako laban sa San Miguel Birme. Unang laro po yan ng Red Bull. Ang San Miguel naman gustong bumangon mula sa kanilang pagkatalo dito sa Alaska. That's going to be an offensive foul. Ayon kay Fronji Aldaba, ang ating Supreme Court Justice ngayong hapon.
Well, a lot of things happen when you press full court. Ano? Nakita natin nag-press yung Coca-Cola Tigers at nagkaroon sila ng turnover. Well, at least Alaska. They forced Alaska to a turnover, but they turned the ball over again.
Two straight misses coming from Wilson. Ito na si Arrigo. Arrigo on the move. Arrigo was caught in no man's land and he slams on the court. Natamahan ni Velasco.
It just shows how aggressive ito si Arrigo in this ball game. Ano, nakita natin, apat ang red shirts. Ano, we see again, 1, 2, 3. 3 red shirts. At walang natawag na foul. Outside lang pala. Para sa Coca-Cola Tigers.
And Renzi Bahar, itong bagong kasapi ng Alaska. He called for a holding foul. He matched up against veteran Johnny A. Bahar. Palagi ko yun yung usong gupit sa Indonesia. No? Tingin ko lang. Well, whatever works, it will certainly work for him dahil nag-MVP siya dun sa Indonesian Basketball League. Getting his second tour of duty dito sa PBA after playing for Shell. Here's a turnaround mula kay Simpson. At pagkakataon para makahabol dito sa first quarter para sa Alaska. Here's Wilson from the corner. Bahar. Quarterbacking para sa Alaska with 1 minute and 14 to go in the first period. Swings it over to Hugnatan. And here's Velasco to Hugnatan. Hugnatan. Casual shot and the rebound ends up with Abarientos.
Coca-Cola with his 2-3 zone defense, not respectful of the outside shooting ng itong 5 Alaska players on the court.
Under a minute to play in the opening quarter. Amaril to Abarientos. Under 10 seconds to shoot. Bola kay Arrigo. 4 on the shot clock. Arrigo from outer space. At bola nakuha ni Hugnatan. Galing Aurora Boulevard pa yung tira ni Arrigo. Here's Velasco with 32 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Patuloy pa rin naghahabol ang Alaska. Bahar sidestep. Blocked by Mamaril. Bola mananatili sa Alaska and they will have 8 seconds to shoot.
You see again the block by Billy Mamaril. Parang yung tatay niya.
Tama. And there go. Para kay Hugnatan. Loose ball foul. Spotted by referee Robert Ting.
Loose ball foul, number 3, Nick Velasco.
It's against Velasco. Only his first personal. So far, ang Coca-Cola may magandang simula dito sa ating ball game. With a 9-point lead, 23-14. Time winding down, and the Tigers with a chance to take the last shot.
second foul on Renzi Bahar, trying to contain ito the flying A.
Foul on Renzi Bahar.
Johnny Barrientos.
Second personal. 15 foul.
Not yet.
Limit na yan. Yung susunod.
Ronald Yado for Sonny Toss.
Sonny Toss sits down. Don Aliado is back in the game. Aliado, the proud owner of 6 points here in the opening quarter. 8.8 seconds to go. Last shot time para sa Coca-Cola. Ayun talaga yung plano nila kanina pa. No? Setting up Dale Singson for the TM3. Atid sa inyo ng bagong TM. Power to the people. At dyan magtatapos ang opening quarter. Very good start here for the Coca-Cola Tigers.
Continue and sustain his presence underneath the basket.
Welcome to the second quarter of play sa pagitan ng Alaska at Coca-Cola. Both teams undefeated after winning their first assignments dito sa Philippine Cup. And after going perfect in the last game, itong si Wilson is now 0 out of 3.
Oh, and you know, Alaska needs a boost from their bench. There's still 0 yung bench scoring ng Alaska. Last game against San Miguel, if I'm not mistaken, they scored 26 points. Bench points.
Muli po kami nagagalak na makasalo kayong lahat ngayong Biyernes ng hapon. Nico Halili kasama si Peter Martin, Jason Webb at Peaches Adorin, ang inyong Los Cuatros Fantasticos dito sa Araneta Coliseum. First quarter field goals, understandably, pabor sa Coca-Cola. They are ahead in this ball game as Arrigo finds Barrientos. Barrientos, no! Walk up another rebound para kay Velasco. Meron isang 4 na rebound. Here's Wilson over to Bahar. And that pass was easily intercepted by Arrigo. Matagal-tagal lang hindi nakakaputos ang Alaska as Singson connects.
5 points already for Dale Singson in the ball game. At yan ang sinasabi natin, pag alis nung Denok Miranda, yung reliever niya, ito si Dale Singson, comes in the ball game for Coke and scores 5 points. Crucial yan para sa Coca-Cola Tigers.
Bahar fakes. Bahar nowhere to go. There's a steal by Johnny A. And Johnny A goes all the way.
Johnny Barrientos.
You know, good timing never goes out of style. When you've got it, you've got it. And Barrientos capitalizing on that error and going all the way home.
Well, his defense was the thing that sparked his offense. Only the first 2 points of Johnny Barrientos. As Alaska needs a timeout, tinatambakan na sila, partner. 16 points ang lamang ng Coca-Cola. Ayan yung pinag-uusapan natin, Nico.
Since we're on the subject of Johnny Barrientos, he is part of a very, very elite club. Top 5 all assists.
A league of their own.
Ang kabilib-bilib dito, aside from Johnny A, Don Ramon is the only big man in the top 5. That is really, really impressive. But Johnny Barrientos, now part of that immortal club. Johnny A, former PBA MVP, part of the 25 greatest players of the PBA, one of the all-time greats of the UAAP. Naging King Tamarao sa FEU along with Vic Pablo.
And he has 3,502 assists already.
Bilang na bilang.
Oo.
Rob Wainwright now checking in.
Dalawa siya ngayong gabi.
And you know, this is a great situation for Denok Miranda. He is the starting point guard of Coca-Cola. And as fate would have it, pareho taga-FU yan, no? At idol talaga ni Denok si Johnny. So, pipili ka na lang ng mentor, yung idolo mo na.
Yung idolo mo, tapos yung team manager mo, idol din ni Denok Miranda na si Hector Calma.
Ay, idol ng lahat yan. The director, Hector Calma.
Reason why Johnny Barrientos is wearing the number 14 is because of the guy on the bench. Hector Calma also used to wear jersey number 14.
Olsen Rosella, idol niya si Hector Calma. Dream come true para kay Olsen to play for San Miguel. Just 2 of the thousands who idolized Hector during his illustrious PBA career.
Pero swerte talaga ito si Denok Miranda because he's growing up with the right people to nurse him. Kumbaga, ito si Johnny Barrientos, of course. I know that they have a special relationship in practice natuturuan ito si Denok Miranda at ni Johnny Barrientos.
Ang tanging naging problema lamang talaga ni Denok yung kanyang dating team manager sa PBL. Yun daw, wala siyang natutunan doon. Sino ba yun? Kilala mo ba yun?
Hindi ko kilala mo naman.
Oh, Wainwright hits it home. PM3 sa hit sa inyo ng bagong TM. Power to the people. And for the benefit of our viewers, the team manager in question is the man beside me. Cortez to De La Cruz on the right side. No go. It's all Coca-Cola here in the first half. Parang ano no? Parang ibang-iba yung nilalaro ng Alaska from how they played against the Beermen.
Well, they're in a funk right now and they just cannot solve the 2-3 defense of the Coca-Cola Tigers. Ano? Kanina pang hindi sila makashoot from the outside, which Coca-Cola is allowing them to do.
3 to shoot for Coca-Cola. Muntik pang pumasok. Yung tira ni Arrigo. Rebound para kay De La Cruz. Hindi pa po nakakapuntos ang Alaska dito sa second quarter. Here's Carriazo. Naiwanan na po ng husto ang Alaska dito sa first half. Mintis yung tira ni Carriazo.
Lumipat na ng man-to-man defense itong Coca-Cola. Still no effect on the Alaska Aces players.
Barrientos to Mamarin. Mamarin makes his move. Mamarin, no. Carriazo says, it's time for us to try and score the basket here. Cortez. To Carriazo. Quickly to De La Cruz. 14 to shoot for Alaska. Desperately needing a field goal here. Still no dice, and that's going to be number 3 against Reynal Hugnata.
But that's a good shot by Aliado. It's a 15-footer that you know that he's used to doing and making. And the worst part is Hugnatan will get the foul, trying to get an offensive rebound. Nick Velasco, a very, very brief stint on the bench back to help the Alaska Aces, who are digging themselves a hole right now in the second quarter.
Tinamaan po ng drought itong Alaska. 7 minuto nang hindi nakakaplintos. 5 to shoot for the Tigers. Arrigo to Wainwright. Wainwright is going to be short. And the ball ends up with Carriazo. Quickly to Cortez. Cortez on the move. He's going to go all the way. And he will pass to Carriazo. Wala pa rin! Half break. Samantala si Miranda. Hindi makakita ng butas. Maaari niyang atakihin. He has the ball right now. Laban kay Cortez. Under 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. Ali Pink back on the court after doing a monster job back in the opening quarter.
Alaska grounded both
His first
courts. On their front court, they have a problem trying to guard itong si Ali Pink. Sa kabila naman, hindi rin sila makashoot even on a fast break situation. And you know, the confidence of these players are slowly dwindling.
You can imagine itong Alaska. It must have been in really high spirits after demolishing San Miguel in their first assignment. Pero sila ngayon ang dinudurog ng Coca-Cola Tigers. John Arrigo and the Tigers are all business today. And with 7 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the first half, that TM3 by John Arrigo atid sa inyo ng bagong TM will push the Tigers ahead 36-14 here in the first half. Here's Cortez and he connects. Sa wakas, nakabutos.
After 18 points straight for the Coca-Cola Tigers, Cortez will break the ice. And after being down by 22, it's just a 19, still a 19-point lead.
At yung tinira kanina ni Cortez, TM Brazil, atid sa inyo ng bagong TM. Power to the people. There's the director, Hector Calma. At tabi niya si Nash Rosella. Hector Calma inspired a lot of players to really quarterback. Yung talagang the quintessential point guard.
The epitome of a point guard.
Totoo yan. Here's De La Cruz. Grabe rin itong depensa ng Coca-Cola. forcing Alaska into hurried shots and really clamping on the gunners of Tim Cone.
Alam mo, totoo yung sinabi mo, lahat ng mga shots ng Alaska, well, most of them are challenged already, especially here in the second quarter. Kaya naman hirap na hirap makashoot ang Alaska.
We're approaching the halfway mark of the second quarter. Here's Miranda. And that's an offensive foul according to Thronji Aldaba against Rafi Rivas.
Two offensive fouls kanina. Nakita natin si Denok Miranda versus Cortez. This time it's Rivas getting the offensive foul.
As we check out this TM3, atid sa inyo ng bagong TM, power to the people. John Arrigo from the corner and it goes in. Patuloy pa rin naghahabol ang Alaska Aces. Rebound para kay Wainwright. So one shot at a time para sa Alaska.
And a while ago, Jason Webb was talking about they know their roles, na-defined yung mga rules. Medyo hindi nila alam kung anong gagawin nila ngayon versus the Coca-Cola Tigers. Here again, we see Ali Peak muscling his way inside.
Ali Peak with a rebound, and after scoring 12 points in the opening quarter, Ali Peak gets his first field goal of the second period. And he has a three-point play opportunity. Si Carriazo ang tinawagan ng foul. Only his first personal. Ayan po ang third team, pang-apat na team foul laban sa Alaska.
Ay makikita natin, not only can Ali Peak score with the ball, off the ball, offensive rebound, and the strength. I don't think he has missed a shot tonight. 7 out of 7. Tama, 7 out of 7, but he's missed a free throw kanina, no? 15 points in total for Ali Peak.
Ali Peak has 15 points. The entire Alaska squad has 17 in the game. Ganun po bigat itong problema ng Alaska. Here's Aliado. Buti sana kung nasa Alaska pa si Ali Peak. 15 plus 17, but that's not the case.
Oo nga, pero kailangan natin respetuhin itong Coca-Cola Tigers who have been playing really well. You see John Origo with a foul, but they have been playing really well defensively. Of course, we talked about it earlier, Miko. They're the #1 defensive team when it comes to points allowed in the ball game. And ganoon na naman sila ngayong gabi, no? Due to their form.
That's what you get with a Binky Favis team. Binky's coaching philosophy was molded with being an assistant coach for Chot Reyes, for instance. Talagang ano yan he's a defensive-oriented person. Even when he was coaching for Letran, even when he was coaching for Batangas in the NBA, you played against his teams. And even when he was a player for the UST Glowing Goldies, defensive-minded siya.
Totoo yan. Kahit ngayon na coach na siya, tinan mo sa sidelines, parang gusto rin niya dumefensa.
Totoo. Mahilig siya mag-laterals sa sideline.
The Binky Favis move.
As Carriazo connects, and Alaska will need more of those if they wish to bounce back in this ball game.
But still, Coca-Cola still playing good defense. Lucky break lang at pumunta yung bola dito kay Jeffrey Carriazo who sank the 2-point shot.
Wala para kay Will Antonio. Everything is going in for Coca-Cola. At balik na naman sa 22 puntos ang lamang Tigers. Carriazo smothered by Ali Peak, but Velasco is unmolested.
See, back-to-back times, Alaska will get to score, but against, good defense versus the Coca-Cola Tigers. Ayan, bumagsak naman yung bola ngayon kay Nick Velasco.
In other words, yung mga puntos sila is not by design.
Oo nga, not off the play, kumbaga.
Under 4 minutes to go in the first half. Antonio has the leather. Antonio over to Ali Peak. Peak bibigay kay Miranda who's open. Now shadowed by Aliado. Miranda with a head fake and he fires and he scores. Savvy move coming from the rookie.
Already 6 points, but you see the confidence in Denok Miranda to take charge and take the shot for the Tigers.
Carriazo. No go. De La Cruz offensive rebound at may humawak dito kay De La Cruz.
The problems of the Alaska Aces have come from their dismal outside shooting. Walang makashoot sa labas. Kaya lumiliit yung depensa nitong Coca-Cola Tigers.
Timeout, Coca-Cola Tigers.
Patuloy pa rin namamayani ang Coca-Cola Tigers 43-21 laban sa Alaska, and we'll be back with more action after these messages. Time now to check our Pure Foods Bacon 3-point play. Brought to you by Pure Foods Bacon with 3 variants: honey-cured, maple, and the newest lean and mean bacon. Ayan, all beef, all meat. Ali Pig. Nothing lean about Ali Pig, ano? That's your Pure Foods Bacon 3-point play.
Unstoppable as of this moment in the ball game. Up to this point in the ball game, of course, Coca-Cola has 43 points already, 15 belonging to Ali Pig. And you can't stop him on a one-on-one basis. You have to stop him by committee. Okay naman ito si Coach Pinky Fabis. Well, he has gone to Ali Pig sparingly. Ano? Parang nire-reserve pa rin. Hindi naman inuubos lahat ng play going to Ali Pig. As you see Velasco trying his stuff on the other side.
Now it's Aliado trying to shadow Ali Pig. Ali Pig inside, and he still scores. Tatlong taga-Alaska na yung sumampay kay Ali Pig Genove.
Ganda ng pwesto ni Ali Pig. You know, one of the best players in the PBA who can get good positioning underneath the basket. Doesn't have to dribble, just fake and goes up. That's the 2 points.
Ali Pig, who now has 17 points, snatches the rebound. Meron din siyang 3 rebounds ngayong hapon. Kung kaya't dominado ng Coca-Cola ang ating laro. 45-21. Here's Antonio. Pinasa kay Mamaril, who's wide open, but he does not convert. Approaching the last 2 minutes of the first half. Lipat-lipat pa ni Cortez ang bola, pero wala pa rin nangyari. Patuloy pa rin ang pamamayani ng Coca-Cola. The Tigers are really pushing and dragging Alaska to the ground. 47-21 po ang ating score.
Huge 26-point advantage.
Tagging foul on
I know when a team is dominating a ball game,
Fourth team
pag hindi ko
foul
na
on
kaya
Tigers.
nagka-carry one na
At
ako
line
sa score.
shooting 2,
That's when I
Mike
know a team is in complete control.
Well, they're playing good in both ends. Ano, in Tigers, they're stopping itong Alaska Aces in their half-court offense. Nahihinto yung fast break ng Alaska. On the other end, lahat naman ng itihan nitong Coca-Cola Tigers pumapasok. And you know, the confidence these guys have are just adding gasoline to the flame that there already is.
Morano making his first appearance today.
And of course,
si Miranda.
the luxury of having a 26-point lead is you can rotate your guys the way you want it, the way it was originally planned to be.
Ito yung mga lamang na kung tawagin ay bench warmer's delight.
Oo.
Ibig sabihin yan, may pagkakataon na pumasok lahat. Alam mo, Morano is
Alam mo, Migo, ganyan pag lumalaki na yung lamang at saka bench warmer ka, simple ka lang, biglang stressing ka sa dulo ng
medyo pagpakipakita ka na kay coach.
and then you try to stretch yourself at the end of the bench knowing that you will get your chance to play.
30 seconds.
Alam ko, sigurado alam ni Jason Webb yan.
Jason Webb, I think Jason learned that from Richard Del Rosario. That's a page from the Richard Del Rosario playbook of getting as many minutes as you can. 1 minute and 26 seconds to go in the second period, and it's all Coca-Cola. They have been tremendous, and you know, their level of play was really sparked by the prolific first quarter mula kay Ginoong Ali Pig.
Well, you know, you have to credit Ali Pig on the offensive side. Alaska until now does not have a solution to Ali Pig.
As we check this extreme magic action shot, everything working, even that extreme action shot from Will Antonio na mas tanyag sa kanyang outside shooting. Brought to you by Extreme Magic Sing Videoke. Come alive with Extreme Magic Sing.
Kind of unorthodox spin move. Gets it to go. Si Will Antonio. 7 points in the ballgame.
Patrick Canizares telling Aliado, hindi mo pwedeng iparada ang iyong dalawang kamay sa likod.
Second personal.
Pantay. Wala mo yung binabantayan. Second personal laban kay Aliado.
14 seconds on the shot clock.
And si Ali Pic is the root of all problems for Alaska right now.
Napakalaking root naman yan. Here's Singson. Mamaril, 15-footer on the way, and rebound ends up with Aliado. Aliado meron na pong 4 rebounds. And here's Carriazo, matched up against Singson. Carriazo over to Wilson. Wilson inside to Velasco. Play broken up by Mamaril. Good play by Mamaril. Here's Morano. Mamaril gets the ball. Triple team. Loses the leather, but the ball will stay with Coca-Cola.
Kabila naman, pinoposte naman ngayon ito si Billy Mamaril. It's his turn to shine after going away from Ali Pic.
Singson for 3. At yung offensive rebound nakuha pa ni Will Antonio.
You know, there are some things, if you're Alaska, there's some things you cannot control, but there are some things you can control, like that offensive rebound. They're a bit slower than the Tigers at this point in the ballgame.
Morano for 3. And Mamaril will not score. But there's a steal by Singson. At sabi ni Singson, teka muna, may 14 seconds tayo na ang huling sumut dito. Very smart decision there coming from Singson. 7 seconds to go in the first half. Dale Singson with a basketball. Dale Singson fires and he will miss. And Carriazo with a heave and almost but not quite.
At the end of the sixth quarter,
It's all Coca-Cola. Dito po sa first half. Tinaon po ng husto ang Alaska here in the second quarter. Kaya ang score po natin ay 47-22 in favor of the Tigers as we go to Jason Webb.
Right now, we're with Don Aliado. Don, a bit strange this first half compared to what you had the last game.
Yeah, Coke got off to a real hot start, especially Ali Peak. We're gonna try to find a way to limit him and get him off his rhythm. He's real hot, so you know, we try our best, but we're gonna try to find another solution second half.
What about 22 points in the first half? That's not a lot.
That's not a lot. We're struggling right now offensively, but I think we're still confident in our team and ourselves. So hopefully we can pick it up, especially our defense. Our defense is just terrible right now.
Good luck in the second half, man. Right now, we're with the hottest player at the moment. Ali, 17, 8 out of 8 from the field. Seems that new number is working out for you. What is the story behind that?
No, not just, I didn't like number 1 last conference, and I decided to go with something new, something out of the ordinary, so I picked 73.
Don was saying that you were tearing him down at the post. He was joking with you before the game, but looks like it's all serious right now.
Yeah, this is a very dangerous team that we're up against. The important thing for us second half is to stay sharp, man. We really have to stay sharp because this team can come back anytime they want to.
Okay, good luck in the second half to you as well. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Jason Ali.